Hi, Rich Tehrani here in the TMC newsroom. Thank you so much for watching. We are at Interop 2010 in Las Vegas. On the program today is Tim Jefferson, who is with Spirent. Tim, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Rich?
Doing great. So what's new with Spirent?
Spirent, we're just excited to be here today. Clearly there's a lot of change going on with the data centers. There's a lot of evolution with the Ethernet protocol to make sure data centers are performing at a higher level. Clearly all this technology has enabled a lot of cloud services, and that's a lot of the buzz at the show today is cloud services and cloud technology. And what we're talking about today at Spirent is really that it's not all about the economics of the cloud, that you really have to start doing a lot of the performance and pass testing of cloud services, making sure that the performance, availability, security, and scalability of the cloud services can really deliver as promised.
And how are you helping?
So Spirent has offered a new methodology to allow all CIOs kind of look at their infrastructure and make the right strategic decision about how to build a cloud infrastructure or about how to evaluate different vendors to use for cloud services.
And what are customers saying about this?
So it's a very exciting new area. I think a lot of the technology change has allowed some of the network elements that are traditionally hardware-based to start moving in a virtual environment. And this has created a lot of change in the way the networks perform. So there's a lot of new variables at play that affect network performance. There's new virtual switches that you need to validate the performance at layer 2 and layer 3, that is very difficult to do when a switch has been virtualized. There's no ports to test it with. You need a new methodology to really understand how the virtual machines and the shared infrastructure affect the performance of the virtual elements. And there's also a lot of fine-tuning that has to be done to make sure that the application can really perform at the level most CIOs need. And
are CIOs commenting about what you're doing? I mean, is it something that is a very pressing need right now? It sounds like it is, right?
Yeah, we've got a tremendous response back from the community. I think a lot of people are looking at cloud services, and we actually have a demonstration at our booth today that really shows the trade-offs. There's a number of providers out there today offering services, and a lot of vendors or CIOs don't really know what the trade-offs are, or how do you measure the SLAs of a cloud service. So I think what we're showing is that in some cases, the transaction response times or the number of concurrent connections have a big effect on each other. So most CIOs have to really have a solid understanding about what performance levels they need to get out of their infrastructure provider, and then challenge that provider to make sure that they have the tools to really measure and offer them the SLAs they need.
Now we talked about off camera about how everything's cloud at Interop this year, and I kind of said that next year potentially security will be the big thing. And you commented that you're seeing a lot more in security. What's happening?
So I think security is a really exciting area that's going to be addressed soon. A lot of the security appliances, again, are very sophisticated hardware-based appliances with very mature technology. But as that technology gets moved into software and virtualized, suddenly you lose a lot of the determinism that a hardware-based solution can provide. So what we're discovering is that we may get the same functionality out of the security appliance, but the performance varies wildly. So as you run tests, you may get completely different results from iteration to iteration. And in addition, there's whole new topologies for testing security. Today, you have to understand the difference between virtual machines on the same server and security between virtual machines across different servers, and how the virtual hypervisors or different tools really affect the performance of security. So I think cloud services also open up new channels at which threats can be, new threats can be, new attacks can be, and make different services more vulnerable.
Well, I'm sensing the levels of complexity are just incredible.
Yeah. So I think, the interesting thing about cloud services is really you lose a lot of the determinism out of hardware-based solutions, and you move things into a virtual environment. It adds many new layers of complexity that people really haven't considered for the last 8 years. You start having to think about what the basic performance of a layer 2, layer 3 virtual element is. And today I think most CIOs and network people take that for granted.
Now, if I want to learn more about these things, where can I go?
Well, certainly here at our booth today at Spirent, we're doing a lot of presentations.
Unfortunately, these videos are going to get posted a little bit late for that, so do they go to your website, I guess?
They should go to our website. I think we have a hero banner that clearly articulates our solution and our offering for cloud services.
Now, one final question is just what about the future? What are you going to be helping your customers with going forward?
So I think in the future it's all about services, right, and improving the performance of data centers, improving the performance of networks. making sure that network equipment manufacturers have the tools they need to accelerate their development. And for us, we're trying to help them get their products to market and sort of close the gap between technology promise and getting it out to market. And also for service providers, they're struggling to differentiate themselves, so we're trying to make sure that they have the tools they need where they can deploy services a lot quicker, and us as the consumers can benefit.
That's very exciting. Thanks for being on the program today.
All right,
This was really great.
Thanks, Rich.